Introduction. The integument of insect and other arthropods comprises the basement membrane, epidermis, and cuticle. It is often thought of as the skin of an insect, but functionally speaking, it is far more than just that. Lab 1974. Not only does it provide physical protection for internal organs, but because of its rigidity, it serves as the skeleton to which muscle can be attached. The study of factors governing the penetration of foreign molecules across the insect cuticle is, however, of more than academic interest. Most investigations in this field have been related, directly or indirectly, to the chemical control of species harmful to man and interest.
Materials per group: larval forceps, BT mixture, insecticide, plastic cups, insect larvae, or any pest that is available within your near place, such as houseflies, cockroaches, or mosquito. Sharpie markers, graduated cylinder, 1 ml pipette or syringe, water dropper, plant-based pesticide, test tube or small bottles, PPE.
Procedure. For the treatment 1, we used 7 insecticide. The corresponding members prepared the chemical insecticide following the label indicated in the packaging. 1 liter of water was mixed with the 50 gram 7 insecticide. However, we only made use of about 230 ml of the mixture. For the treatment 2, oregano leaves were washed and rinsed with the plain water to remove the dirt. After that, the leaves were crushed using the blender machine with 230 ml of water and then filtered to get the juice extract. For the treatment 3, garlic and chili were used as an alternative to BTI. The garlic and chili were finely chopped and strained to get the extract. The mixture was placed in the jar and left for 24 hours to ferment.
This experiment involved 3 treatments and each treatment was replicated 3 times to allow for experimental error. The treatments include the commercially available 7 insecticide, oregano extract as a plant-based, and garlic and chili extract as an alternative for the BTI. The effectiveness of this treatment was measured by the time the insect larvae considered dead. Mosquito larvae were placed into 3 different concentrations of each treatment.
7 insecticides, which is the treatment 1, with a concentration of 0 microgram milliliter and 1 microgram milliliter. Based on the results, the treatment should affect on the larvae within the time duration 5 minutes, while 10 minutes in concentration 10 microgram milliliter. Oregano extract, which is the treatment 2, showed effectiveness during the duration time of 10 minutes in concentration 0 microgram milliliter, but the larvae survived the time duration of 20 minutes in concentration 1 microgram milliliter and 10 microgram milliliter. It was therefore concluded that as the amount of the concentrate decreased, it also decreased its effectivity. On the other hand, the time of death observed in mosquito larvae exposed to the garlic and chili extract, which is the treatment 3, showed that within 5 minutes upon exposure, the treatment caused mortality to the larvae. However, it didn't show much effect in concentration 10 microgram milliliter, which only caused weaknesses to the larvae.
The member observed that the treatment could kill the larvae with the concentration of 0 microgram per ml. To compare the three concentrations, the garlic and chili extract, concentrations took the fastest effect in killing the larvae within 5 minutes, recorded time, demonstrating its high efficacy rate. However, when it comes to overall effectiveness in killing mosquito larvae, the 7 insecticide is the most prevalent and successful, killing of all the samples within 10 to 15 minutes. Note that the effectiveness of the treatment used would always vary upon method, area of application, and insect type.
Results revealed that mosquito larvae exposed to concentrate treated with garlic and chili provided the fastest time of death. Within 3 minutes of exposure, the larvae started to weaken and then eventually die. However, the treatment did not affect on replicate rate, which only caused weakness to the larvae. On the other hand, 7 insecticide has consistently killed the larvae from different replication and concentration.
In replacement of BTI toxin, we use the garlic and chili extract as the alternative to examine the samples. Our experiment revealed that our alternative had an effect on our samples, as discussed in the first question, and was discovered to be the fastest concentration to kill at least 1 out of the 3 samples. Insecticides are chemical compounds that are used to kill insects. It is important that BTI toxin only affects particular insects because its primary function is to control pests that infest cultivated plants or crops while being non-toxic to humans and other mammals. Furthermore, the specificity of an insecticide is an essential characteristic since, by definition, it is only meant to kill particular insects. If it were useful against all types of pests and insects, beneficial insects that aid in seed growth and pollination would also be harmed.
We have already used a BT toxin substitute, garlic and chili extract, which would also be our key recommendation. Since this concentration is organic, we strongly suggest that subsequent studies use organic as well, because they are less persistent than all other synthetic substitutes. This means that organic pesticides normally decay in the atmosphere, leaving no residual activities over a period of time. Furthermore, organic pesticides are only limited in terms of plastic control. This is also beneficial because it will reduce possible damage to non-target species. Also, we would advise that using a higher concentration of insecticide could effectively kill the pest.
Based on the given results, we therefore conclude that the chemical insecticide, which is the 7 insecticide, was the most effective against pest larvae. The commercial pesticide was really superior compared to other treatments used. The chemical properties that are present in the commercial pesticide can no longer endure by the larvae. They quickly die in a short period of time. The commercial pesticide has a high level of chemical properties that can result in death of the larvae or insect host. Indeed, the level of concentration of toxic chemicals will always reveal in the mortality rate of insect pests. Therefore, the more concentration we use, the more it will penetrate it in the integumentary system of the insect. Moreover, the commercial pesticide used can be recommended to suppress insect larvae. However, it is important to know that whenever we apply pesticides in the farm, we must be careful and cautious to the amount of concentration we apply in the farm because too much use of chemical insecticide can cause detrimental effect. It should be equal and balanced to make it effective.
This experiment showed that the 3 samples, which are the alternative for BTI, plant-based, and chemical pesticide that the group made gave different results in killing larvae insect in their respective recorded time. Above all the experiments done, the chemical pesticide, which is the 7, is the most effective in killing pests. Therefore, I conclude that the chemical pesticide is the more superior in any other treatment that can be used in treating insects and pests.
Therefore, I conclude that it's important for us to study, observe, and expand our knowledge regarding these chemicals insecticide that we use. The importance of the experiment, we are able to determine who are the most effective, and we found out that the 7, the commercial insecticide, are the most effective to kill mosquito larvae, enabled for us to be aware and have necessary information on how the proper ways and measure to avoid accidentally health problem.
Therefore, I conclude that the 7 insecticide was the most effective to kill mosquito larvae. They die quickly in a short period of time compared to other treatments we use. It is very important to know that commercial insecticide has a high degree of toxicity that may cause potential effects on human health, but also the impacts on wildlife and the sensitive ecosystem.
In this laboratory, chemical pesticide, plant-based, and biocontrol agents were tested and compared to know their effectiveness against insect larvae. Results showed that the commercially available insecticide 7 was the most effective in killing all larvae in different concentrations. This is because 7 insecticide has an active compound called carbaryl, which is really toxic to pests. Once the insect is exposed to the toxic, it would result to inability to breathe and the insect will eventually die. Also, the toxic compound carbaryl is said to have a stimulating effect on the nervous system of an insect. In conclusion, among all the treatments that we used, I would recommend the BCA or the garlic and chili extract than of the synthetic one because chemical pesticides like 7 are a threat to the environment and to other organisms without proper use. Apart from that, botanical insecticides are more selective to insect pests.
Laboratory number 4 is a science task that we need to show you which is effective, the chemical-based insecticide, the plant-based insecticide, or the organic-based insecticide. In this lab, we use 3 different ways. We use 7 insecticide for chemical-based, chili and garlic for the organic-based as an alternative for the BDI, and organic leaves for the plant-based. And while doing this activity, we can tell you that the most powerful insecticide is the organic base since the insects died within just 5 minutes. And therefore, I concluded that using a organic pesticide is more powerful rather than the chemical-based and plant-based.
Therefore, I conclude that the most effective among the 3 pesticides that we use in the experiment is commonly commercially available pesticide is effective in larvae. Unlike the garlic, chili, and oregano, it just makes the larvae weak, but it can kill by longer exposure in the treatment. On that note, I do recommend commercially pesticide, but also be responsible of using it because it can cause damage if it's not used properly.
Based on the given results of the 3 treatments, the chemical pesticide, which is 7, shows the most effect in killing the larvae pest. Therefore, I conclude that it is best to recommend this to farmers because chemical pesticides have chemical compounds that leads the pests and insects to instant death. Moreover, using these is time-saving, efficient, and affordable at the same time.
Based on the results, I conclude that conventional pesticide is really effective against larvae pests than the plant-based pesticide. The commercial pesticide was really stand out among other treatments. The commercial pesticide has a capacity to suppress insect larvae because it has a chemical properties that are really deadly and toxic to pest larvae, and it can lead to an instant death of the insect pest. The commercial pesticide we used was found to be the best suppressant solution than the chili and garlic treatment because the chili and garlic pesticide has a low and weak chemical properties compared to commercial pesticide.